ITC specialises in round solid carbide tooling predominantly. Some other products, but predominantly that's the situation.
And when was the business founded?
Started in January 91, so we're coming up to our 25th year next January, which is a bit of a scary thought.
And you have a manufacturing plant here?
We do. We started off as a distributor for what was then Metal Removal Industrial Tooling, which is an independent American solid carbide producer. After a few years we found we were doing lots of modifications and specials and we were subbing it all out. And after probably 7 years we bit the bullet and bought our first water machine and a couple of Deckel S11 grinders. Now we've got in excess of 20 CNC grinders, and more than half of what we sell comes through the shop floor one way or another. We're still a distributor. Metal Removal got taken over by Kennametal some years ago. In the meantime, we'd become a distributor for Hanita, which is an Israeli brand of round tooling. They also got taken over by Kennametal, so it became basically, rather than buying from independents, we were buying from the Kennametal group. And we still do that, and we're now the video agent in the UK. Predominantly solid, but also looking at indexable as well now. But as I say, 50% of what we do still goes through the shop floor one way or another.
And as a team, how many people do you employ?
Just pushing 50 now.
Got a team of sales guys on the road?
Yeah, we've got 9 sales guys covering the UK and Ireland. Yeah.
All offering technical advice?
Yeah, all technically trained, all doing, as you say, technical work, capable of standing on duckboard and doing production improvements for the customer.
And there's a lot of investment that goes on here, I read about in the press.
Yeah, over the years we've probably bought on average 2 machines a year since we started. Hence we're now up to 20 plus. We're actually getting quite full on the shop floor, and the next stage is probably a bit more factory space. But we've got to the stage where the machines are getting on a bit, and so we've started now in the process of renewing the older machines to keep everything in good condition. Well, we believe that we offer a full service to the customer. We not only sell standard off-the-shelf products, we can do modifications, we can do specials designed from scratch, we do regrinding. So rather than just say there's a product to get on with it, we offer the full service, and that's what we think has really stand us in good stead over the years. And we say to our partners who we buy from that although we have all this machinery and you could in one sense look at it as competition, in fact we view that we wouldn't sell so much standard product that we buy in if it wasn't for the fact we can offer everything else to go with it. So we give the customer a full service.
So you're very hands-on here yourself, you get involved in every aspect of the business?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I turn any handles, but yes, I'm certainly involved and interested in everything that goes on from picking and packing in stores sometimes to designing tooling or whatever.
And I think you have to be, because that gives you a flavour of every aspect of the business.
Yeah, I think it does, yeah, and it's enjoyable. It's nice to, you never know what's coming in every day, but it's always an interesting day. Yeah.
My role within the business is the production manager, but as we're a fairly small company, I'll get involved with the day-to-day quoting, loading the machines, machine manning, etc.
So anything that comes through this machine shop is your responsibility from start to finish?
Yes, that's right. Whether it's initial, the customer's inquiry, a component drawing that we need to make the cutters from, or a customer that actually supplies us with a finished cutter drawing, comes through me, I decide whether we can manufacture it initially, how long it's going to take, how much it's going to cost, etc.
Have you got any examples of cutting tools that you have recently produced?
Yes, a typical example would be this dogging cutter for gear manufacturing. Customer sent us in a drawing of the finished gear. We had a look at it. It is something that we do a fair bit of, these dogging cutters. The profile has to be very accurate, within plus or minus 5 microns of the theoretical tolerance. So we had a look at it, decide on which diameter would be suitable, gave them a quote, and now we manufacture for them and regrind them on a regular basis.
Do your solutions extend to any type of cutting tool and any type of application?
Yes, basically any round tools, that's our business, and we do quick turnaround of special cutting tools. That's our aim.
What's the maximum diameters?
As a standard 32mm, we hold rod from 3mm to 32mm in stock in all different pre-cut lengths, and also in full 12-inch lengths of rod. So we have the ability, if somebody's in a mess, we can go and get the rod straight out of stock put it on a machine. And because we've got so many machines constantly running 21 CNC 5-axis machines, there's always one that's coming to the end of its current production run. So we can dive on there and get things out pretty quickly should the need arise. Obviously we do have queue time, lead time is 2 weeks, that's what we go for as a standard. But for good customers or people who are in a mess, we can turn tools around in 1 or 2 days if the need occurs.
It's a very skilled job, Peter, so do you recruit apprentices, do you train people here?
We do, yes. We've started in the last few years taking on apprentices. We found that when we were looking for people for the shop floor, especially, all the applicants were people of a certain age, my sort of age, and we saw it's a shame, but there was a 20-year gap, it appears, where people weren't taken on and learnt. So we started to take on apprentices. We've taken on one last year who's been excellent. We've got another 2 guys hopefully starting this year. We had one here for a day's trial yesterday. And the view is long term that we keep doing that on a yearly basis, 1 or 2 people, so that we just slowly try and bring the age of the employee down as an average.
And what about growth?
We've grown probably on average 10 to 15% every year. Last year was another 15% year. We've always tried to do it on you wouldn't turn growth down, but we've liked the fact over the years we've grown fairly steadily, so it's enabled us to be on a stable footing. We know where we're going, and I can see that carrying on. We like to do 15–20% in the next year. As I said earlier, we probably need to look at bigger premises for more factory space. So I can see us carrying on having growth and having more people and greater sales and bigger penetration in the UK and abroad.